Chers auditeurs,
dear listeners,
bonjour.
Welcome in Comme d'Archi Podcast Season 4.
Saison 4, dans le monde fascinant des architectes.
And in the architectural projects.
Je suis Anne-Charlotte Deponte, passionnée d'architecture et docteur des universités en histoire de l'archi.
I am one of the spokespersons of Anne-Charlotte, who is a PhD in architecture history.
Merci.
Thank you.
D'être avec moi aujourd'hui.
To be with us today.
Et
And
maintenant,
now,
lundi en français, place au talent.
and Wednesday, let's talk projects. In English, of course.
Bienvenue dans Comme d'Archi.
Hello everyone. Hello Gabriel Franc. Thank you for being with us today. You are architect, but you are a manager. In 2 or 3 sentences, could you introduce us to your architectural practice?
Hello. So I run Agence Franc with Yann Daoudlarian, my associate. Franc Architecture Company was created 40 years ago by my father, and now we are around 100 architects and engineers.
In France, it's a big agency.
Yes, all over France. The main office in Paris with around 40 people, and we are in different places, Bordeaux, Le Havre, Toulouse, Caen, and also in Fontainebleau. We work on different projects, like for residential, also in all the construction of warehouse, logistics, also for offices. And it means that we have not one specialty, but several specialties all around this agency.
But you have a specialty?
Yes. One of the specialty of the Agence Franc is the business of storage building, like warehouse, and we work for developer and investor. Sometimes also for international developer, and our main work is the construction of this warehouse. If I have to give some numbers, during the last 10 years, we have the conception of around 5 billion square meters of warehouse, just to know what we are speaking about. But we also work for small projects, like buildings around 1, 2, 3,000 square meters with a local activity for, electricity company or other little business. It's also one of the specialty of the agency. It's that we are able to work for a project around 40, 50,000 billion euros of construction, but also very, very small one of around 1 billion euros. And it means that we need to have architects and engineers who are able to work on these two sides of project. We don't work for individual people. We are just working on B2B market, no B2C. But in this B2B, we can work for international developer investors, but also for local developer. And I want, and also with my associate, we want to keep this knowledge. It's really important for us also to attract different architects, young architects, to show us that we are able to work on a little project in a little town. It's like a small cap business, but we are also able to negotiate a very large project. It's in our mindset to run this project.
Okay. Now, can you tell us about your project Haras du Pin, a very important project on the international Equine campus of Goustranville in Normandy?
Yes, exactly. These two projects are in Normandy. I will remind that Agence Franc was created also in Normandy, and it's why we are really involved in this area. And now also involved in the horse field. I don't know why. It was in the first opportunity, but
two competition.
Yes, two competitions, and
you not horse competition, but
no.
architectural competition.
No, of course. It won't have been this result if it was a horse competition. It was an architect competition, and it was really interesting to work on the international Equine campus, because on this campus we have an hospital for horses, and the first reflection was to work like an hospital for human beings, but when you walk, when you have the reflection of a human in an hospital, you can easily do it like walking, running. But when you work on horses, it's not the same.
The scale is very different.
Yes, because horses has to move like over the wall. And it means that you have to completely have the project in a different way when you draw it, because you have to think that the way to move the horse over the wall is on a one road. You can not cross it. So it's little difficult, but it was really interesting.
You have to ask a lot of questions before.
Yes, and we work with different doctors in horses to understand also. Yes, like little different thing, but we didn't know 2 years ago that horses are really sensitive to illness. It means that if you have a horse in a good health, if he crossed another horse with suspect illness, he can have it like immediately. So we have to work on different roadmap in the hospital, but also all over the hospital. It was the first thing. The second thing interesting, it's because it's international. It means that you have also horses who worth a lot. I mean the value of these horses are really, really expensive. And if one of these horses is seen in the hospital, you can think that he is ill and he won't have good result for the next run. I don't know, but we have to do that in this famous road. You can see from outside, but also if you are inside with your horse, you can see other horses because they have to be protected like a star. Like if they were famous people, but you have to hide the horses. Okay.
Do you want to say something about the famous Haras du Pin?
Yes, Haras du Pin, it's not international, it was a national Haras. Very, very old Haras and
very famous in France.
Yeah, very famous. Because also the building of the Haras du Pin is really, really beautiful. And the main issue of this project was to be ready for the Jeux Olympiques
Games.
The Olympic Games in 2 years now. And that was really the big issue, so that we can receive
the team.
All the teams, French, and perhaps other teams also for practicing the Olympic Games. And we have to build like 500 boxes. Perhaps they won't stay all over the life of the building, but we have this issue, and also to have a field for which we can have the control of the level of water and to be dry or not, and it's more a technology issue.
A very special technology?
Yes, very special. We only have one other kind of field like this in France. It works perfectly, but it also costs a lot, and it means it means a special company to do it, and it's like a long time, around 1 year, to have the treatment of the field to make this technology in.
Okay. I see a contrast between logistic and equine subjects, but perhaps it's not very different.
You're right. It's not.
The scale,
it seems to be different, but in fact, it's not so different, because we work on a large field, like thousands of square meters. This is the scale of this project, and there is also a very important part of the landscape. Landscape, it's what will make that warehouse will be hide from outside, and also what will permit to stop acoustic problems. Also, landscape will help to have a nice, like a nice place to work. Also, simply because on a warehouse project you have this field, so you have to run with this field. And in international Equine campus of Goustranville, but also at Haras du Pin, we are in the countryside with a natural landscape, and we have to put our project in this landscape. We can create it. So there is difference, and also same thing. I will say that in the example of warehouse, we have to create the landscape. And in this equine project, we have to be in respect of this landscape. We have to manage with it. But at the end, the result is to give a great part to the landscape architecture.
Okay. A last word, perhaps?
We are really a national group, and we hope to have the opportunity to work also with a French company in Europe, or I don't know in which country, but it can be also...
it could be possible.
Possible, yes.
Okay. Thank you very much. Bye-bye, everyone, and see you next Wednesday for our new Com d'Archi in English. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening. Thanks to Julien Rebourg, sound engineer, who is collaborating with us today. Don't forget to tune in to our previews on Instagram at Com d'Archi Podcast. If you enjoy this podcast, don't hesitate to promote it by giving it 5 stars and a little comment on Apple Podcast or on your favorite podcast platform. And above all, subscribe to listen to all of our episodes for free. See you soon, and until then, take care of yourself.